Доброго вечера. Закончился аж Хонза? Кто такой Хонза? Так, у нас осталось как минимум одно испытание. Даже два. Вот еще одно вижу.
I saw once a plague strike northern lands of ice. It was so terrible that not the oldest man among us could remember the like. Hundreds died. The sickness took nearly every person younger than 40 and many older. And where dying mothers gave birth, the marks of the plague were on the babes as they came out of the womb.
То есть хупа это то же самое, что гупа, только хупа, да? О, мир чумы. Клево.
Like the old warrior trials. Dillian will help me.
Пованивает там, наверное.
The stench of rot. She can almost taste it. Do you smell it? No. Don't worry. Not everyone can. Spring day when she went to the river with Dillian and the others. For the water. She could taste the rot. But no one else could. She knew something was wrong. Something sinister. She begged them to leave, but they just laughed at her. But soon enough, as the bodies piled up, no one was laughing. And they knew that she was not like that.
Ну, я думал, мы его завалили, и уже не работает эта ж фишка. Так, ну да, сверху надо. Так. Я как запутано тут сегодня.
The Northmen speak of a death moon, a light shaped like a half moon that appears inside a house and goes around the walls. I once saw the death moon appear at a farm, and first the shepherd died, then a guest died, and then the farmhand, and then the farmer and 6 of his men drowned at sea. That is not the end of it, because the dead return to haunt the living. If you see the death moon, then beware, because there will be death in that house.
She did it. You fixed the bridge. She fixed it. You passed the trial. Get to the house. You succeeded.
Нормально, а кто меня развлекать будет все это время? Что за эгоистичный подход? Или ты имеешь в виду мне позже приходить? Да нет, скорее всего, ты про себя. Насколько я тебя знаю.
Senua, come to me. Where are you?
I'm here. I'm right here.
Are you in there? Come out if you are.
У вас-то у кого? У меня и старых-то нету.
Find him. You have to find him. The runes. Focus. The runes. Focus the runes. Come on.
There was a Northman called Grettir. Big, red-haired, immensely strong. But he was afraid of the dark. It happened one night that an undead creature came to his house to drag him outside into darkness and kill him. He resisted with every ounce of his strength. He clung to the doorframe, but it gave way, and they spilled out of the house, and the monster fell back, and the moon shone down on its ghastly face. Grettir, terrified, cuts off its head, but is cursed forever. From that moment on, wherever he was, he would see those hideous eyes staring back at him. Sometimes we allow our own fear to haunt us.
А, это такая вот мораль всей басни. Ты думал, жил себе жил, мужик.
They're coming for me.
О, уже были такие символы, кстати. В прошлом испытании. Ой, он идет за мной, что ли? Ё-моё. Внезапно я умер. Все дело в том, что новые хотят отказаться от сим-карты и заменить ее на сим, которая запрещена в нашей стране. Да вот как-то мне и посрать, если честно. Похоже, ко мне Сурт пришел опять. Ну, правильно, боги, они не просто так не умирают. Пришел мстить.
What shall I do? This is taking too long. Can you hear him? You're lost. You have to find them.
Мне кажется, он меня направляет. Да, он к рунам ведет. А где дверь-то? Воу-воу-воу-воу. Подожди. Сейчас мы его обманем.
You're dying. You're lost. You're dying. This is what death feels like.
Жесть какая. Представляешь, если люди это реально видят?
Senua! Senua! What happened?
They're blaming me for the plague. They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
How would they know such a thing? Are they gods? None of us are. They're just people. Good people, but they're scared. They're afraid of what they can't see. Like children scared of the dark. They make up stories to fill the void. That doesn't make them true.
What if my father was right?
You have to step out of this darkness. Let them see who you really are, like I have. You're not a monster.
Without you, this darkness has made me a monster.
Очень быстрая.
Killing you would be too easy.
Это собака, если что.
You're disappearing one memory at a time. Every time you remember, it disappears. They're going to take everything. They're not yours anymore. They're going to take everything you have. The memories of ghosts. They belong to the gods, not to you. They're eating you from the inside. They want to kill your soul. They want to crush it. They want your body. They want your soul. They want your mind, and they're going to take it. The memories were yours, but they're the gods now.
Один из. Да?
Northmen say that their all-father, Odin, gave his eye in exchange for a drink from Mimir's well, the well of wisdom.
Кстати, слушай, я только сейчас заметил, что вот этот смайлик похож очень на одну фотку вот этого пса, кстати.
For this reason, I give my life.
Ну, в группе, кстати, там, где портрет, он есть рыжий.
To you, Senua.
Where am I? I can't see. Who's there?
Can you hear me? I'm right here. Can't you see me?
Да, разве?
Help me.
Breathe slow.
It's the darkness.
Stay still. Empty your thoughts. Tell me what you feel.
The breeze.
Good.
Куча собак и кошка. Старая.
Can't tell where it comes from.
Yes, you can.
Здорово сделано. Когда находишь направление верное, начинает этот геймпад вибрировать. Еле-еле. Все сильнее и сильнее. Интересно, если бы я играл на мыши, говорит, такого мышь. Ну звук все равно.
The voices, they've gone.
I'm still here.
It's so quiet. So dark.
It's okay. Listen to your own breath. Feel it rise and fall. Good. Be aware of everything you hear and feel. Let your senses guide you.
Так, куда-то сквозняк делся. Ага. Тут он не крад... Он за мной тут крадется, нет?
I think I'm somewhere else now. The breeze has gone.
Use all of your senses. Let the world speak to you. What do you hear?
Ворон слышу. Да, воду.
Reach the water.
Good. That's your way out. Follow it upstream.
I'm so sorry. I thought I left this all behind.
Don't be sorry. It's not your fault.
He was right. It's inside of me. It won't let me go.
Senua. My father. He taught me the hardest battles are fought in the mind, not the soul. You're no coward. He proved that to me in the warrior trials. This is just another battle. You can beat it.
This isn't your bet. You don't have to help me.
I want to. Besides, you are going to be a great warrior one day. We need people like you.
Okay. I'll do my best.
I know what you're thinking. He's not really here. It seems there's no escaping the past in this place. And so she's forced to relive it. To what end?
Как-то неуютно в темноте. Совсем. Так, продолжать идти по ручью или... Ну, собственно, все.
I can't go on this way.
Then look for another way
There is a house.
and tell me what you find.
Блин, это симулятор, походу, близорукого человека. Не видно ни хрена. О, там действительно кто-то есть.
I don't know what's inside.
Don't be afraid.
There's something in here.
Do you see it?
No.
Then it cannot see you. Quietly move past.
Ну, это самая глупая мысль, блин, за всю игру. Если ты его не видишь, значит он у тебя не видит. Это как... Секунду. Прошу прощения. Ну, смотря какая сила, там, как, насколько близорук. Так вот, автостопом по галактике там был такой жук, который думал, если ты его не видишь, значит он тебя не видит. Ну, самое тупое создание во вселенной, наверное, это было. Так, а куда мне... Сейчас, секунду. Нет, я отец звонил. В санаторий поехал отдыхать. Вот отзванивается, чё как. Блин, оно, по-моему, совсем рядом вот. Ой-ой-ой, я его вижу. Блин, так интересно, конечно, любопытно, что там, но не буду смотреть. Будем отыгрывать страх. Будем играть The Evil Within 2. Стримы не смотрю по ней. Там уже эти мажоры стримят, которые, видать, на халяву дали. Там, по-моему, опять кто-то ходит. Ну да, что-то шевелится. О, и не одно. И вон еще. Ой, ёб твою мать. Так, а как мне пройти? Я первую смотрел, играл, проходил. Так, ну и как мне? Что за дрянь такая? Первая прикольная, но концовка меня вообще разочаровала полностью. А концовка? Последний босс. Просто игра настолько была жопоразрывательная в плане сложности. Я еще выбрал, блин, хардкор. А финальный босс оказался таким никакой вообще. Фу, пробрался вроде.
The darkness is testing you. You are in control.
Ну, зашибись.
There's a well.
Don't turn back. You're getting close.
О, выход. Ой-ой-ой, нифига их тут. Мне кажется, они меня видят. Нафиг, просто побегу. О, фу, какая гадость. И куда ты улетел?
can see you too.
Да что ж такое?
She could spend hours, days even, trapped within herself, in the dark.
You see me?
Yes.
Your eyes were open, but you were gone.
And when it finally let her go, she could be anywhere, with no memory of how she got there.
When it comes for me, I have no power over it.
But here, for the first time, someone was there to help.
I heard your voice. You brought me back.
You found your own way back. All you needed was a little help. A little hope.
Ну, наверное, все, да? Меч наш.
With grammar reforged, you will have Odin's blessing to walk, a goddess, into the halls of Helheim and challenge Hela as an equal.
So Dillion was helping me. And his sword will lead me to him. Like when we first met.
Dillion gave her the strength to pass the warrior trials, and she saw a way out. To leave her past behind, and become a warrior in Dillion's clan.
The sword is tainted by the gods of darkness. Leave it.
А это, похоже, ее отец. Голос этот.
He wants me to take it.
You will pay a price for this.
Джедайская сила.
But years later, with Zinbel's parting words still haunting her, the darkness came back with a vengeance. The plague.
Dillion?
Everyone suffered.
My father was not supposed to die like this.
Do you see it clearly now, Senua? The suffering you've caused.
This is your fault. You brought this plague to us. You have blood on your hands.
Где-то я такое уже видел. А, в этом, в Константине, по-моему, была такая фишка. Бездна, там 1000 рук. Ну, давайте сразимся, сейчас вспомню только кнопки.
Focus is coming back.
There's nowhere to run to.
In the sea of corpses, the corpse waved through itself over the ones I loved. The ship broke up under them, the ship that had sailed from the land of shining fields. Their memorial stone is sacred. Come not here in the sun. Come not with a sword. Come not crying over a naked corpse. Come not with disturbed mind.
She's lost. She doesn't know where she's trying to get to. Is there any escape?
Там мы уже в Хель попали. Это не гостеприимное место. Ну, значит, кого-нибудь да найдет. Ну, все зависит от того, происходит это в реальности или у него в голове.
Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses?
Ну, вообще, если Дилиана спасет, то, наверное, будет. Блин, как-то у вас много.
They were once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Бля, как же они классно сделаны. Движения такие прям. Ну, была бы графика, если бы вытягивал на ровно ультрах, вообще было бы реально как живой человек. Что движение, плавность, это вот. Все видно, что живые люди. Ой-ой-ой, ой-ой-ой. О, блин. Толстый дядька пришел. На этого-то вообще ничего не действует. А не, что-то работает все-таки. Умер, что ли? Ни разу нас даже не ударил. Я не на ту кнопку нажал, просто. Да ё-моё. Еще когда их ранишь, они по-другому начинают двигаться, атаковать такой. Прям чувствуется с такой тяжестью. Да что ты будешь делать? А? Ну все, в этот раз они... А, нет, встала. Вот этот уже все. Нет. Да ёп. Там сзади стена уже была. Жопки механика пришли, да? Привет, механик. Король жопок. Двусмысленно прозвучало, но ты меня понял, надеюсь. Вставай, вставай! Да ты глянь, а. Ёпта, надо, какие же они быстрые. Ох ты, блин. И чё, и как мне фокусироваться? Так, подожди, они... Ага. Блин. О, блин. Привет.
Do you hear the voice of your mother, Galina? She calls for you, Senua. Go to her. Answer her pitiful call.
А где она?
her life and it will take yours. It's taking you further and further into it. Surrender to the darkness. Darkness is here.
Так, ну отсюда мы пришли. Опять в Overwatch. Я не знаю, кто такой Куплинов. А он народ играет, а у них там даже секта овервотчеров. Ты запишись к ним, уж возьмут. Ё-моё, какой-то новый. Ёпти-то, что ты? Ну тут походу исключительно блок. Не понял. Да какого? Вставай, вставай, вставай. Но я, блин, тоже так... Меня поимели. О, может точно? Это что там такое светится? Да бегом давай, пока он это... того. О, нифига, я могу и ногу его даже отразить. Ёп. Ну? Блин, это реально силен, ребят. Еще? Блин. Плотно. О! Как неожиданно. Да, вроде бы конец уже должен быть. Ну, что-то как-то тяжко. Я надеюсь, не с этого рогатого опять начнем. Довольно популярный ютубер России, игровые летсплеи записывает. А летсплей еще кто-то смотрит? Ну, я его не знаю. Я вообще редко смотрю, тем более летсплеи. Блин. Да ёпты. Да как-то я смог его ударить? Я вижу! Ух ты! Вставай! Блин, там еще один рогатый. Кто-то мне так тяжко-то. Ты сыкливая сволочь. Ну все. А если я тоже... Блять, не долетел. Ты че, щитоносец? Ёпки. А так не ожидал, да? Толстая жопа. Да блин, не так кнопка. Ну все. Так, что-то, по-моему, они бесконечные тут какие-то. Да подожди. А там он горит какая-то зеленая руна. Только вот на нее даже посмотреть не могу. Ну давай. Ай, опять не та кнопка. Твою мать, а. Да ёп вашу за ногу. Не, боёв, конечно, клёвая, но как-то слишком много вас. Упс. Так, ну-ка. Надо что-то с этим сделать. Блин. Это было красиво. Ну, наверное, это ничего. Так, либо нам надо пробиваться вперед, либо я не знаю. По-моему, они бесконечные. Я так думаю, пробиваться надо. О, и кончились внезапно. Ну, пойдем на зеленую руну посмотрим. Да хоть что-нибудь бы отсечь ему. Было бы уже проще. Но я с этим ничего сделать не могу. Не Джеки Чан, а этот. Американский, как его звать-то? Бородатый, который. Забыл. Опять.
Why do you still fight on? Maybe you too should suffer with your brethren in this rot and let your blood seep into the seas and the rivers of hell. Isn't that what you deserve after all you've done?
Да ё-моё, ну я же ему сделать ничего не могу. Чак Норрис, да. Чак Норрис круче. Ух ты, блин, а.
Thank you for what you have done to him, to his friends, to his father.
Да блин. Ух ты! Да ё-моё, да сколько у вас? Ну, я так понимаю, это уже все. Это где-то финал. Что не может быть столько народа. Кто кого? Блин, он меня. Трудно, блин. А сейчас опять выйдут какие-нибудь. Слишком тут такие локации аренообразные. Как мы Хельта будем убивать? Я не представляю даже. И это кто? Такой большой. Слушай, не в начало мы вернулись-то.
Do you hear the suffering, Senua? Does your precious gift of sight let you see the souls that rot here in this sea of corpses? Do you feel the blood running cold on your skin? Do you hear their endless cries? Do you smell their putrid wounds?
Так никуда
They were
идти-то.
once brothers, sisters, and loved ones. And look at what you have done to them. All because you were a coward, because you ran from your curse instead of facing it. When you turned your back on your father Zinbel, you turned your back on the gods and let the darkness wreak havoc on your people. Why must they pay for your heresy?
Кто-нибудь видит выход? А, во, какие-то врата, что ли? Или мы оттуда пришли? Такая-то... Да, мы отсюда пришли. А вон что-то светится. Уже не светится. Так, будите Реда. Мне нужна подсказка. Да ГЛОНАСС хотя бы. Да хотя бы компас, я не знаю. Да я знаю, что он дома здесь спит, ему на работу сегодня. Ну вот, единственный проход. Ну а как мне туда забраться-то? Блин, я надеюсь, это не баг. Что назад вернуться надо, я не знаю. Пойдем назад сходим. Это будет глупо, если это так. Так, погодите-ка. А как это мы оттуда? То есть получается это что-то я не понял. А как мы вернулись в начало? Ну, тут как какие-то странности происходят. А, вон, наверное, дорога. А мы просто по кругу бегали. О, блин, шевелится. О, мама.
That night, she gave up on her world to follow in the footsteps of her mother, to go to a place where the darkness couldn't reach her.
Senua. Look at me.
Do you hear them? They're calling for me.
We've lost so many. And I've lost my father. I can't lose you.
You said it. I have blood on my hands.
I didn't say that. You've done nothing wrong.
Symbol was right. Everyone will suffer.
Symbol is a fake. He is a hateful, bitter liar. He's poison. And his words still haunt you. Who do you trust? Him? Or me? Do you still believe in me, Senua? In us? Come back to me. Please. Don't let this darkness come between us.
The hardest battles are fought in the mind. He gave her the sword with which to fight in more ways than one. And she gave him her word, never to surrender. All she needed was a little help. A little hope.
Что тут подгнили уже по самое плечо. Так, если я не ошибаюсь, нам теперь надо... Там ворота были. Врата. Хель. Скринил виды. А может, на его 1060 они красивые были, а у меня что-то мыльно все. Да не, мне надо пройти ее. Такое у меня хорошее железо, чтобы нормальный скрин делать. Есть вообще такое занятие уже, даже не знаю, как это назвать. Занятие, не занятие. Люди с мощным железом делают художественные скрины в играх, специально подбирают вид, фон. И получается как такие фотографии, только из игр. Очень красиво получается порой. А, так, а врата-то где были, наверху или внизу? Говорят, и вверх, и вверх. Такие обои. Нет, не обои. Обои это, по-моему, делают отдельно сами разрабы. Там, ну, черт, я не помню, как это точно называется, надо поискать. Не совсем.
Son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature. A dragon.
Чё с драконами сражаться?
A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink. What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you say Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadows?
They can't stop me.
Then do it.
Гарм. Огромный пес, который сторожит вход в Хель. По-моему, пес, который пожрет солнце и луну.
The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
Ой-ой.
No, it's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. It's so loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
I just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away. And he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now.
But they always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead.
No,
And they want me with them.
stop!
That's why they crawl through the walls.
Don't listen
Do you
to them.
see them? Do you see their faces?
He's coming. Senua, help me! Help! Get me out of here! Don't go!
Where has she gone? She's disappeared again.
She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started, or when her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see.
Блин, видишь, что тут искать
This
их.
is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear.
Чего
I
сложного-то?
don't talk much about her father. It's in Bell. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
She'll have to go under. She can't. She has to. She can't. I told you to go out. Don't. She go out. She can do it. She can't do it.
The light's gone out.
Ну блин.
Run! Get through it as quick as you can. The panic is here. What's that? Your mind.
Ёпта! Не оборачивайся, вот.
She'll have to go under. She can't. She has to. She can't. I told her to go out. Don't. She go out. She can do it. She can do it.
Ну давай. Ну где я тебе возьму свет-то, ёпта? Что ты мне шепчешь? А, вон горит. Да, блин. Так, где здесь руны? Не вижу я ничего. Да, нету тут ничего. Ну это как-то вообще половины руны нету. Что такое? Это я не знаю, что за место.
Rain the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rain would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rain reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rain go in search of Fafnir.
Her torch is going out. No, it's not. It's going to run out soon. She hasn't got much time.
То что значит опять погаснет? Давайте без этого. Тут и света-то нет. И поджечь никак. Так.
She has it. She did it. She's done it. Well done.
This place.
А, тень. Ёпта. Жизнь бы не заметил.
Imprisoned in her room at night. The faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She wants them, everyone can see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it? That there are monsters in the dark. By the time she realized that only she could see them, her father, Zinbel, could see the monster in her.
А где сейчас? Тут я, похоже, был. Так, это выход, то есть вход. Тут заперто. А где мы еще не были? А здесь разве не должно быть лестница наверх? А вот она, лестница. Ну, здесь мы были, здесь, да, нашли руну. А где мы еще не были? А, вот проходы какие-то. Нет, и здесь мы были. А здесь вот не были. Ну, кровище, ну, блин. Ёп ты! Один на... Ни хрена не один. Да, блин. Где факел? Ну и откуда я пришел? Теперь. Наверное, отсюда.
The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, that she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her here?
It's open. I have to go through. She can get her mother out. Our mother doesn't. Where is her mother?
It's a trap. The beast is coming.
Ой, ёб твою мать. Я бежал на твоем месте. Да брось ты факел, дура! Упс.
Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your fathers, you know while you pined for Dillion. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Dillion. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillion.
Теперь надо вниз спускаться. Ну, в принципе, не так уж и далеко. Хотя не, вру. Глубоковато.
The beast is down there.
No. She knows the beast is down there. He's always. You're never safe from him. You can feel him. She needs to find him. She needs to find it. She lost it and she has to find it. Leave the torch alight.
Не затуши только. Да блин, я не могу вернуться. Блин. Да е-мое, что вот это за мерзкая привычка появляться за спиной? Ох, как напоролась. Ай! Ну, зашибись. Камера. Да ну нечестно, ну... Ну чё сзади, я не могу вернуться. Не могу. Могу. Да вы затрахали. Блин, это что за хрень вообще? Сложно, блин. Да не могу я уже зафокуситься. Да не могу я, блин. Я вообще не могу отойти. Как вы, блин, достали меня. Да нате. Жирная падла. Херы. Встану. Встану. Что-то меня дальше уже пугает. Что-то он нам готовит. Мы так близко, шепчут они мне. Это здесь. Не вижу. Что-то про убийство они там шепчут. Так, ну здесь уже пропадают. Ред, где руна? Говори мне. Мне ли не искать? Не зря, наверное, торчит-то, а? Как мне ее использовать? Что значит, сейчас не вспомню. А когда ты собрался вспоминать? Когда уже не надо будет? В том-то и дело, что нельзя. Я, по крайней мере, не вижу ни спуска, ни подъема. Где-то здесь, вот где эти летают символы, где-то здесь должно быть. Куда выше подняться? Не могу. Хотя, по-моему, могу. Давай не буду. Это... Клёвый у тебя ты девичь. Ну вот сейчас мы, по идее, прям над этим местом. Значит, все-таки где-то там. Значит, где-то в том месте. Ну вот, собственно, вот, где-то здесь. Что-то даже намека не вижу. ты же уже прошел, ты должен знать, где она. Не заставляй меня ютубить. Я это не люблю. Ну, наверное, что-то с этими досками надо, брусьями, или что это за говно такое? Только как? Ну, как-то с той стороны получается. Если смотреть, то оно, в принципе, подойдет. Но я туда не могу подняться. Тут завал. А, тут твою мать. Все так просто. Да, вот она. Сейчас что-нибудь сообразим. А, все, я понял. Сейчас будет где-то тень. Все, я догадался без ваших подсказок. Почти. Вот она. Почти. Вот, о. Ну все, нашел, ну. Я умный. А меня заставят с этим гармом драться? Я не хочу. Блин. Мокрый факел подожгла. Тихо, тихо. Блин, опять. Долго еще до конца? Вообще драка будет. Сейчас будет драка. Заблудился?
The dragon Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and everyone will be wealthy until that day. And he takes the treasure.
Ой. Ой-ой-ой. Так, погодите, куда бежать-то? Вроде направо. Так, погоди-ка. Мне надо как-то поджечь тут. А там прохода-то и нету. Или это дверь? Нет, это не дверь. Ой, я заблудилась. Чё бы не кинуть факел вот туда, а? Дурочка. Погоди, а может вот тут поджечь как-то можно? А, вон туда он. Закинул бы и все. А, или тут нужно обойти. Я понял. Наверное, не знаю. Я отсюда пришел? Кажется, нет. Так, окей. Здесь я умер. Все, ясно. Чего опять? Чего опять фастер? Так, ну окей, и чего я должен тут найти? Ага. Какого? Почубал потухша. Чё натупит-то? Или надо посмотреть?
help but think of him. A tender guiding flame in a world so black. The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
She has to. Keep the door.
Although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rian wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rian also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
Keep the torch up. Keep the torch up. Between the light.
О, блин, сейчас опять потухнем.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming. Come back.
Куда бежать-то? Ой-ой.
I can smell your...
No.
You betrayed your god.
I am leaving with him.
Turn your back on me. That is why Dillion will rot in hell.
Ой, ёб твою мать. Ну давай. Упс. Окей, хорошо. Да ладно. В задницу надо, да? Или опять фокусироваться? Вставай! Не смогла. Спойлерный вопрос. Ты что, совсем? Да как такое вообще может быть? Да, твою мать. Вставай! Так, как его убивать-то? Заблокировать-то она сможет? Ну, с трудом. Ё-моё. Вставай, вставай, вставай. Ага. Кусается еще. Давай, давай, давай. Все будет хорошо. Все это изи. Так что-то амулет у нас не заряжается. Походу надо все-таки махать им. Глаза у него жуткие, как у насекомого. Ай-яй-яй, все плохо. Вставай. Так, не ожидал. Так, ну это вообще нечестно, блин. Я же не вижу ни хрена. А вот теперь вижу. Че засал? Как долго его пилить? Блин, ну. Ну, здрасте, я его и так не вижу теперь, да? Вставай, вставай. Блин, что ж там с хель будет? Пипец, наверное, полный. Не вздумай умирать. Не хочу еще раз проходить. Где ты?
People think of evil as an unnatural, invisible force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse.
Бачок он тоже, но он был слишком быстро разворачивался.
Or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Delian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, my will.
She will save his soul, even if this time she can't save her own.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore.
Shadow, listen.
But believe this, it was my mission to make you hate the darkness with a passion so great it would focus your mind on this quest. For without it, I fear you would let those slack. All this time I wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn.
Прет, наверное.
To see behind the veil of darkness.
Take me to the mountain to trust you, as deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way.
She has to trust him.
You will not survive what is in there.
I know.
Идем наверх почему-то.
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again. I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hela's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Delian. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
Так а нам куда идти? А там что? Сейчас, ну и хорошо. Сейчас еще и кинцо посмотрим.
They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they
Вижу, а что я вверх поднимаюсь тогда?
Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
А мост какой? Тут Тут их много. Че, я поднялся? Увижу. Восстановить его надо, что ли? Вернись, вернись. Ты как голос в моей голове. Тоже, блин. Вернись, вернись. Не уходи. Чё? Как-то не сходится у меня. Ага. Мне теперь бегать надо по всей этой локации, собирать мост. Золотаем. Эх, ну давай побегаем. Но потом-то я... Ёп! О, раньше она не могла щит отражать, наверное. Блин, пропустила. Вставай. Блин, ну только не ты. Те-то хоть викингами были, а ты чё за хрень такая? Да блин. Ред, забей на работу, оставайся с нами.
No.
cursed soul.
Да все намного проще в этой жизни, чем тебе кажется. Позвонил, сказал, я болею. Чума у меня. Или чумка. Не знаю. Во что проще поверить.
This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown.
Вот что, на свете все уже послушал, да? Желтуха. Говорю уж, как чтоб страшнее было. Гепатит. Начихаю ваши булки, будете знать.
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world, and Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble, the dwarves will leave their stones, the frost giants will come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
She can do it.
She can.
She thinks he's so special. She must see. She has the sight. She can see their secrets.
Куда еще идти?
There's an illusion. She's found a way. There's a way. She can see. She must align herself. She can do it. That's the door.
Ну, могу. Так, а сюда-то я как попал? А. Чем мне на ту сторону, наверное, попасть? А, вон еще кусок чего-то там. Ну, хитрецы.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
Да ладно. А, окей. спрашивается, нахрена вот это надо было делать. Опять драка. Не ожидал. Окей. Да мне некуда отойти, ну. Да ладно. Какого хера, блин? Это всегда получалось. Скоро до сердца доберется. Да ёб твою мать! Блин, я не ту кнопку нажал. А чё у меня так внезапно мало здоровья-то стало? На 2 удара всего. О-хо-хо-хо-хо, вы чё, блин, ребята? И снова, откуда я пришел? Наверное, отсюда, нет. Или из дверей. Не, из дверей. Речевой мясник. А, все. Все готово. Можно идти. Так, а что там еще наверху?
Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son will avenge him and plunge his sword into the heart of the beast. Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite the Midgard serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky. The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned. All the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and the people everywhere. Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok, for it is nigh.
Так, ну это, ты... Давай без этого. Не надо меня готовить ко всякому. Я хочу эмоции испытать. Чего ради-то я играю? То сейчас получится, открывается дверь. О, чудо, чудо. Ну, я знал. Мне уже рассказали. Так, алло, а куда мне? А, все понял. Твою мать. То, что знаки намекают, это ладно, это по игре. Ты же не знак. Вставай! Ой, не смогу. Ой, смогу. Опять. Он еще уворачивается, падла! Вставай! Мы тут уже вдвоем с тобой страдаем, твою мать. Не забывай об этом. Твою мать, опять ты. Твою мать! Опять. Боже, дайте автомат. Ну и что я буду делать вот сейчас против всей этой толпы? Как ты, сука, меня достала, а? Да какой еще behind you? Ну ёп. Что, суки, делаете-то с беззащитной девушкой? Ты серьезно? Блять, да я просто не успеваю за вами всеми. Идите в жопу. Ой, блин. Сейчас приду. Какой назад, если они появляются у меня за спиной? Я бы и рад. Так я отскакиваю, мне в спину прилетает еще меч. Что думаешь, я не понимаю, что делать? Ты что, барабан, что ли?
We'll all die someday. And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop her. Stop. Senua, stop. What happens to us? Stop her. Why
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
Stop. I don't want to die. Please stop. 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 You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me. Not them. They were afraid.
С собой драться будем, да?
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void.
Ну, логично.
They made them real.
No.
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
А что произошло вообще?
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
Ну, это викинги, которые почти... ну они пиктов-то, кстати, уничтожили. Так что, да, вполне логично. И парня же ее они убили.
Turn away, Senua! Turn away, Senua!
Do you see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces of fear and suffering. You can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, son?
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Где я ее буду убивать?
Of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw the last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me!
О, уже даже фокусироваться не надо. О, она стала сильнее. Твою ж мать! Кого не хватало? Вы чё, совсем с ума сошли? Ну, я так понимаю, это бой, который не победить, да? Какой там в жопу ведьмак, блин, о! Где реально жопа-то? Да, нет, Грин победил.
You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Ради этого поединка. Ем.
Look at you. Run backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You saw them, that is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion so that the darkness is alive? How you saved me?
А что ты там проиграл или что?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillion, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
О, боги! Твою мать! Ну это уж совсем вообще нечестно. О, сурт. Блин, да чё ж шикарно. Шикарно, но тяжко, блин. Почему вас так много? Ну я же вернулась! Да дайте мне фокус, ёб твою мать. Да я не могу вернуться. Ладно бы она еще бегала хоть как-то. Ага. Твою мать. Блять, тут... Я могу здесь победить вообще? Суки, блять, все равно убью всех. Иди ты в жопу, блин.
Trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
О, а чё мы так скукожились-то, а?
Watch out. For what? What can he do to me that you haven't already? Fight me.
You betrayed your
Come
own
on.
father. You betrayed the gods in search of William, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of your battle. Let go of your redemption. Let go of Gideon.
Да, он становится сильнее.
Darkness hurt anyone else.
Мне некуда было отходить. А давайте еще бога мне сюда, а? Да переключись! Что происходит? Ой, вставай. Мы не можем проиграть. Все-таки не сдюжил. Да не, реально было победить. Сложно, конечно. Давай, счастливо.
Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a liar, but you're a liar! You called him to me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know it. I know you have him. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok.
Да, жуткая тут хель. Обычно ее рисуют наполовину красивая, а тут что-то вообще вся. Интересно, если победила, она бы требовала у нее, наверное. Так вот, не груби старшим, как говорится.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When that time comes, you must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. And Only then can we let go of our fears. And emerge from our darkness.
Так она пошла на сделку. Сейчас его вернет. А ее типа забрала. Да не то слово. Это что, она? Senua? Что она так смотрит на него?
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day, a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea.
Бля, она смирилась. Я не понял. Стример тупит.
Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
Не. Хватит с меня.
Go with her. This now will be your story to witness.
Я не понял, чем все кончилось. Почему Хель лежит мертвая, а она не мертвая? Один, да, тут уже все смешалось, блин. Сиона вообще великолепно. Кинцо буду смотреть, как они делали? Или устали уже все? Тут она как получается, и она, когда гнила, она, наверное, превращалась в Хель сама. Ну, зачем? Заняла ее место. Непонятно, в общем. Ну, когда-нибудь нам расскажут. Вряд ли они будут продолжать ее, ну, по крайней мере, эту историю. Она закончилась. Хотя она говорит, что типа пойдем еще смотреть, да? Я думаю, не будет продолжения. Что-нибудь похожее, возможно, но не про нее. Если вот у него вся в голове творилось, получается, она боролась с своими страхами, а потом смирилась. Скорее не смирилась, а приняла. Тоже больно она счастливая была. Что не будет больше песен? Тогда мы больше вас не будем смотреть. Ага. Он даже не дает прокрутить. Ебать, извиняюсь. Не ту кнопку нажал. Всех наших фанатов и кстати, все, кто сегодня купит эту игру, все деньги за этот день будут пожертвованы какую-то там ассоциацию помощи психически больным людям. Вот такое вот дело. Предупреждение, в этом ролике есть спойлеры, это мы уже прошли.
They say dreams are visions of our memories, thoughts and fears, as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Yes, she's scared.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
What's your name?
Senua.
I haven't seen you before.
I don't leave home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait!
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dillion, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment.
No!
I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was gelt. A gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was druth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky.
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok. for it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no actual objective thing out there to perceive.
You're already dead. Who are you?
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favour of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim, and the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming here.
Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance, they can appear right there in your ear, they can seem to be coming from inside your head.
Based on the information Professor Fernyhough provided, I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears. It gives you an incredible sense that the person you are listening to is right there beside you.
Can't see how she's going.
Rachel Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with 2 young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also, crucially, listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the visions or what we're seeing is too much, it becomes more until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Now I see deep in me insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Feel like this, read like this, I just wanna live, that's all. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
To refine our work, we continued to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half, showing them what we had achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction, it's not It's not like the system's shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
Representing perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
They say that I'm cursed. What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relive her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who have suffered mental anguish are never far from us. My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and a superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exacerbated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
This darkness, it's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question, is what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
All of her suffering will have been for nothing. It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their views or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty. I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help to build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions, to increase understanding, and ultimately to make some of the stigma around voice hearing and other experiences go away.
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed, with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information that they're getting. I'm very excited by this way of trying to represent mental illness, because I think it actually might be offering us insights that we wouldn't get from pure scientific explorations, and actually giving us quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals were able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing. And it is this spirit that motivated me to create Senua's story and share it with you.
Ну, что думаете? Жуть, конечно. Я думал, что все-таки часть игры-то, визуальная составляющая, это так. Просто визуальная составляющая для атмосферы. А там писали, что... Ну, когда без перевода просто были... Белый текст на черном фоне, что действительно они все это видят, люди. Вплоть до трупов, вот эти размытые движения, дрожащие стены. Вообще, конечно, жесть. У нас как раз 11 часов. Как мы прям четенько попали. Спасибо тогда за компанию. Спокойной ночи. Надеюсь, сны у вас будут нормальные после этого.